Oh baby, we're here. It was a little bit of a rough tender ride, but that's okay. This is the most beautiful island you will ever see. It is just gorgeous. Okay, so these little ties, those little orange things are called tenders. They're actually the lifeboats of the ship. And what happens is they get dropped down and you ride across from the ship into them. So it's probably a little bit different on every line, but on Carnival, for a certain time of the morning you can get a numbered ticket and you can get on earlier. Or you can do what we did, wait till about 11 and they just do general admission and you line up and you come and you get on a tender and you come over. Takes about half an hour all told. If you are a bit prone to seasickness, I'd take a seasickness tablet before you get on. If it's a bit rough, it can be a bit unkind, but well worth it to get here. So you get off the tender and your natural instinct might be to swim in this beach. Now this beach is really lovely, have a little swim in there, but keep going around the island after that. So this is our second stop at Mystery Island. We've been here before, and I'll tell you what strikes you when you get to Mystery Island is if everything you ever imagined a tropical island should look like, that's what Mystery Island is like. It is just insanely beautiful and just gorgeous. So there's lots and lots of these little trails all over the island, and you might feel a little bit like you're getting lost sometimes, but for God's sake, you're on a little island. Just head towards the water and walk in either direction and you're going to eventually see the ship. So don't worry about exploring, don't worry about getting lost, because you really can't get lost. So local folk around run tours as well as the ships. We're particularly fond of this one. This feels a little bit like it might be us. I feel targeted, darling. Do you feel targeted?
A little bit.
A little bit, but that's okay. Prices are in Aussie dollars, so small notes, Australian currency. Bring that. And look, a couple of others. So there's lots of really cool tours that you can do. They have packages of tours, and we're actually here for 2 days, so you know, we might do one tomorrow. I don't know exactly. And so this is the other side of the island. So I did tell you that it's possibly more beautiful than the side you get off the tender on. And I'm hoping the video shows just how amazing that water looks. It is just beautiful. While on the subject of beaches, whilst the beaches are mainly very nice white sand, they are corally. We are in the middle of the South Pacific. So if you've got slightly delicate feet, which we kind of have, buy yourself a pair of reef shoes. I reckon mine were about $10 from Big W, and His Majesty's ones I reckon were from a surf shop in Bright for about 20. Not that there's surf in Bright, but you know, they have a surf shop. So down the centre of Mystery Island there is an airfield. Like the place is a dot in the middle of the Pacific, but there is a fully functioning airfield. I don't know if there's regular planes coming, but certainly they can actually land here. So look, I'm going to tell you for nothing, we don't think that the room of this was built in World War II for American fighter jets in any way, shape or form, correct? Could be wrong, who even knows. What we can tell you is in 1974, Queen Elizabeth came here. She did land here. If you've seen The Crown, and let's face it, who hasn't, it's bloody delightful. She was here in 1974. We don't actually think they necessarily made it for that either, but certainly it's been here since then.
The name Mystery Island was actually founded around about that time that she was due to come here. The Queen, that is. From what we've heard, which has been actual historical people, but they didn't know what this island was called, and one of her assistants or some lower down employee wrote just Mystery Island, and the name stuck. I think a myth rose around the name of the island. The locals don't consider it to be superstitious. The locals don't consider it to be bad luck. Again, I think a myth became created around the name of the island. Yeah. Anyway,
they don't call it Mystery Island.
Yeah, they don't call it Mystery Island. Beautiful place. Beautiful water. That's the mainland over there. If you get a chance, take a tour over there. We did it last time we were here. It was fantastic.
you can hire these little ticky-tack thatch umbrellas either for $80 a day or $20 an hour, which is probably a nice break from the sun if you want one. But I've got to tell you, it's January, it's not much hotter than it was in July, it's just the tropics and it's hot all the time, so cool off in the water and you find some shade and you stay cool for a bit and you go back in the water. Watch out for the boat. I'm watching out for the boat. It is a fair bit rockier over this side. It's a fair bit choppier over this side. And we knew that when we came in on the tender it was a bit rough. So we figured it was going to be. But you can quite clearly see, if you've got little kids, you can see where the depth of the water changes. So this is right up the non-runway end of the island. This is one of the other beaches. They're all beautiful. Like, they're all gorgeous. Just pick one. This is around the more sheltered side though. $50 for all of that. Is it good lobster?
It's lobster. Fresh.
Very fresh? So there's a little local market that you can come to, lots of stalls. It's nice and shady and cool in here too. Get your hair plaited.
It won't be too long. It won't too long. You do like my. I want everything. You do like my daughter here.
So there are some nice shady spots you can find to sit if you want to, but there's all stores all the way along here. It's really hard to see them because they're all hidden in the shade. But lots of South Pacific things to buy, lots of Vanuatu things to buy. Just doing the market of these guys. These guys are a dead set hoot. So you pop up in their little cannibal cauldron and they do a whole series of photo shoots for you. So you take the photos, you pay them not very much, and they are... Caught a jay in his natural habitat, taking footage that I've probably already taken. But that's the joy of being a duo, and that's what the editing process is all about.